After a thoroughly eventful and historic season, Spanish side Sevilla emerged as deserving winners of the Europa League yesterday after defeating Inter Milan by a 3-2 margin in what was one of the most exhilarating games of the season. A number of European heavyweights have impressed in the Europa League this season. The likes of Manchester United, Inter Milan, and AS Roma managed to make it to the latter stages of the Europa League and are building teams that can compete for silverware over the next decade. Several players from these teams have enjoyed impressive Europa League campaign and have taken their place in this team of the season. Jules Koundé has been one of the most reliable defenders in the Europa League this season. Sevilla's French centre-back has been a revelation for his side this season and cannot seem to put a foot wrong in the Sevilla back line. The Frenchman has excelled alongside Diego Carlos and is now one of the most sought-after defenders in Europe. Julen Lopetegui has relied heavily on the side's impeccable defensive record. His charisma and poise in the Sevilla defense has made the Andalusian outfit a force to reckon with. He started all 9 Europa League games for Sevilla and has grown into one of the most exciting defensive talents in the continent. The French centre-back has been a cornerstone of Sevilla's Europa League success and has enjoyed a fruitful breakthrough season. Diego Godin's time at Atletico Madrid has now passed into legend, and the Uruguayan continues to put in reliable performances for Antonio Conte's Inter Milan side. The veteran centre-back has been an integral part of his side's back three and seems to know exactly when to step up for his side. Diego Godin became the first ever defender to score in both a Champions League final and a Europa League final after he rose the highest to score Inter Milan's second goal of the game yesterday. The former Atletico Madrid captain may not have had the best of games defensively, but his immense contributions to Inter Milan's cause will not have gone unnoticed. The Uruguayan star may well be entering the final stages of his career, but managed to prove a massive statement with his impressive performances in the Europa League this season. Sergio Reguilón narrowly beats out fierce competition from Arsenal's Bukayo Saka to take his place in this season's best Europa League 11. The Sevilla fullback has been nearly flawless under Julen Lopetegui and has put in several notable performances in the competition. The Spaniard has featured in 6 Europa League matches this season, and his technical ability has helped him become one of the most well-rounded players in the competition. Reguilón's excellent forward foray and cross created the opening goal for Sevilla against Manchester United in the semi-final. Sevilla has exceeded expectations this season, and Reguilón certainly deserves his fair share of credit for making the Andalusians a potent Europa League force. The former Real Madrid full-back may leave the La Liga side in the coming weeks, but his performances in the final stages of the Europa League will make him a fan favorite in Sevilla. Sevilla unsurprisingly dominates the defensive line of this team, and very few players in Europa League can match the leadership skills of Spanish right-back Jesus Navas. The former winger has seamlessly transitioned into a defensive role for his boyhood club, and the results have been spectacular. Jesus Navas has used his pace and skill on the ball to extraordinary effect to strike the perfect balance between the defensive and the offensive aspects of his game. The Spanish World Cup winner is the most experienced player in the Sevilla squad and did a commendable job as the team's captain. The former Manchester City winger's crosses have tormented defenses in the Europa League this season. Navas was one of the best players on the pitch against AS Roma and Manchester United, and his technical ability and intelligence on the pitch were integral components of Sevilla's Europa League success. Fernando has been an unsung hero in Sevilla's incredible season in the Europa League. The Brazilian midfielder is a tenacious presence for Sevilla in the middle of the pitch and often does the dirty work for his technically gifted colleagues. Most of Sevilla's attacks find their roots in Fernando's ball-winning abilities, and his performance against Manchester United and Bruno Fernandes in the semi-final was arguably the icing on the cake. The former Manchester City star is one of the pillars of Julen Lopetegui's Sevilla outfit and rarely gets the credit he truly deserves. With Fernando providing plenty of defensive cover in Sevilla's midfield, Ever Banega has grown into his role as the primary creative influence of Julen Lopetegui's side. The Argentine midfielder brought his experience to the fore in the latter stages of the Europa League with some match-winning performances. Banega bossed the midfield against Manchester United and AS Roma in the knockout stages and was arguably his side's best player. The midfielder started only 4 games in the Europa League this season, but managed 4 crucial assists that effectively won Sevilla the Europa League trophy. Bruno Fernandes may well have made it to this 11 solely on the basis of his performances for Manchester United. The Portuguese midfielder was also a sensation in the Europa League for Sporting Lisbon, however, and has arguably been the best player in the competition. With the Portuguese side, Bruno Fernandes scored an incredible 5 goals and managed 3 assists in only 5 games. The midfielder moved to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United earlier this year and enjoyed an excellent Premier League season. Bruno Fernandes played the knockout games of the Europa League with Manchester United and was the primary creative force in Solskjaer's side. The midfielder scored 4 goals and picked up yet another assist to finish as the top scorer and creator in the Europa League this season. Bruno Fernandes is one of Manchester United's best acquisitions in recent history, and his exploits in the Red Devils' midfield are an excellent indicator of Manchester United's impending revival. The Europa League often has a unique knack of springing several surprises and bringing exceptional talents to the European stage, and Alfredo Morelos is arguably the perfect example. The Colombian enjoyed a fruitful season in the Scottish Premiership under Steven Gerrard and also put in some exceptional performances in the Europa League. Morelos stepped up to the plate with match-winning performances for the Rangers in the Europa League group stages against FC Porto and also salvaged a point for his side with a 13-minute brace against Feyenoord. The Rangers striker has built on his exceptional Europa League form and has become his side's talisman in the Scottish Premiership this season. The versatile Colombian forward has scored 6 goals in the Europa League this season and has been one of the highlights of his Rangers team. Alfredo Morelos can also play on either flank, and his presence of mind in the final third makes him a reliable source of goals. Mason Greenwood has been exceptional in his breakthrough season with Manchester United and has become one of the brightest spots of the Red Devils' rise to prominence under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. The young English prodigy has been sensational in the Premier League but has arguably taken it up a notch in the Europa League this season. The 18-year-old striker has scored 5 goals in Manchester United's Europa League campaign and has become one of the first names on the team sheet under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Manchester United may have lost to Sevilla in the semi-final of the competition, but Greenwood's performances will serve as a massive boost to a side that has failed to win a trophy in 3 seasons. The English striker has established an excellent relationship with Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial and is one of the best young talents in the country. Greenwood is well on his way to becoming a complete forward, and his development this season will be integral to Manchester United's future campaigns. Romelu Lukaku has experienced an extraordinary renaissance under Antonio Conte and has scored in 11 consecutive European games this season. The Inter Milan striker plundered defenses across Europe to take his side to the Europa League final. Lukaku dispatched his penalty to score Inter Milan's first goal in the final, but was unfortunate to play a part in Sevilla's winning goal. The Belgian striker has scored 7 goals in the Europa League and took the competition by storm in the semi-final tie against Shakhtar Donetsk last week. Inter Milan routed the Ukrainian side by a 5-0 margin, and Lukaku scored a 5-minute brace in the second half to secure his side's spot in the final. Romelu Lukaku has been near unstoppable this season, and his excellent form bodes well for Inter Milan ahead of its next Serie A campaign. Here is the Europa League team of the season, with a formation of 4-1-2-3, Sergio Romero, Sergio Reguilon, Jules Kounde, Diego Godin, Jesus Navas, Fernando, Ever Banega, Bruno Fernandes, Alfredo Morelos, Romelu Lukaku, Mason Greenwood.